All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? Did you know you actually have an ultimate biological processing plant working relentlessly inside of you right at this very second? Today, in this explainer, we're exploring the liver, an organ that absolutely earns the title of your body's master chemist. Now, if you're a focused learner, especially one gearing up for those O-level biology exams, you are in exactly the right place. This organ isn't just a super fascinating piece of biology. It's a massive high-yield exam topic where understanding the actual mechanics can secure you some serious marks. Just look at that number right there on the screen, 500. That's the staggering number of vital functions this single organ performs to keep you alive. It's literally an absolute powerhouse. But hey, don't worry, we're not going to sit here and memorize all 500 today. Instead, we're going to laser focus on its two most critical abilities, detoxifying your blood and acting as the absolute master regulator of your blood glucose levels. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the anatomy of the master chemist, move into regulating blood glucose, break down the detoxification process, cover how to avoid common exam mistakes, and wrap it all up with a core concept recap. Let's do this. Part 1, the body's master chemist, and the anatomy of this processing plant. So, the liver doesn't just work in isolation, it sits right alongside the alimentary canal. Notice the flow here. After you digest food, all those newly absorbed nutrients from the small intestine don't just flow wildly into your general bloodstream. Look at the directional arrows. They travel straight into the liver. It acts as a major checkpoint, constantly filtering the incoming blood and converting those raw nutrients into forms your body can actually use before distributing them everywhere else. Moving right along to section 2, regulating blood glucose levels. This is the ultimate hormonal balancing act. So what actually goes down after a really carbohydrate-heavy meal? Think of, a giant bowl of pasta. As your digestive system breaks all those carbs down, they flood your system as glucose. And this creates a biological crisis in real time. You get a massive spike in blood sugar, and your liver has to instantly solve this to keep you functioning safely. Follow along with this flow chart here so we can see exactly how your body handles this crisis. Step 1, right at the top. Notice the thick upward arrow indicating your blood glucose spiking. That's our trigger. Step 2, your pancreas detects this massive spike and releases the hormone insulin. Now look at step 3. Insulin travels directly to the liver, acting like a chemical key, signaling it to aggressively convert that free-floating glucose into a stored form. See that new label pop up? Glycogen. Think of it like taking hundreds of loose, individual energy blocks and meticulously packing them away into a large, secure storage box. Now, what's really fascinating about this is that the liver also has to solve the exact inverse biological crisis. What happens when your blood glucose drops? Imagine you haven't eaten for hours, or maybe you're right in the middle of a super intense workout. Nutrients in the blood are incredibly scarce, but your brain and your muscles, they still desperately need energy. Let's look at this second sequential flowchart. This time, step 1, see that downward vector? Your blood glucose is dropping. Step 2, the pancreas kicks in again. But this time, it releases a completely different hormone labeled here as glucagon. Glucagon is a totally distinct chemical key. Step 3, it signals the liver to open those storage boxes, taking that stored glycogen, breaking it back down into usable glucose, and pushing it straight back out into the bloodstream. It is just this perfectly elegant, continuous loop designed to keep your body's energy totally balanced. All right, section 3, the detoxification process. And we are going way beyond simple filtering here. The crucial takeaway is found right here in the definition of detoxification. If we magnify this to the molecular level, we see this isn't just physical filtering, like it's not a coffee filter catching grounds. It's an active, aggressive chemical alteration. The liver literally takes toxic molecules, like ammonia, which is a highly toxic byproduct of protein breakdown, and chemically reconstructs them. Look at the label change here. It converts them into a much safer compound called urea, which your body can safely transport to the kidneys to get rid of. It is molecular remodeling at its absolute finest. Which brings us to section 4, avoiding common exam mistakes, because we definitely want to secure those marks. Okay, look at this side-by-side comparison on the screen, because this is mistake number 1. Students constantly confuse the roles of these two hormones, and you absolutely must lock in which hormone does what. Insulin lowers blood glucose by packing it away as glycogen. Glucagon raises blood glucose by unpacking glycogen back into glucose. If you just mentally cement these two contrasting variables and their directions, you're going to effortlessly secure those exam marks. Section 5, our core concept recap. Consider this your ultimate cheat sheet. Let's run through this rapid fire. First, the liver sits right at the heart of animal nutrition. It processes nutrients directly from the small intestine and detoxifies the blood. Second, it ensures metabolic stability by regulating blood glucose, acting like a seesaw that's perfectly balanced by insulin and glucagon. And third, remember that detoxification isn't passive filtering. It actively alters harmful substances chemically, creating safe byproducts like urea. I also really want to highlight this specific quote straight from our source material. Make sure to practice drawing and labeling diagrams of the liver's functions, as this is a frequent exam question. A focused learner knows that mastering the visual mechanics of these flowcharts and loops isn't just some cute study trick. It's literally the language the exam uses to test your understanding. Draw out the pathways, explicitly label the specific hormones. Doing this will give you a massive advantage. And that wraps up our explainer. But I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. If the liver flawlessly executes over 500 distinct functions to keep you alive, and we've barely scratched the surface with just glucose and detox, what other completely unseen chemical miracles are happening in your body right now? Biology isn't just a subject. It's the incredible, complex machinery of your own life. Keep exploring, keep drawing those diagrams, and keep asking questions.